Hello and welcome back in take 2 of making the L28 engine made by Nissan. So I made this video before and it was, let's say, totally wrong. Because of a stupid website I took all of my specs off. Of course I always open Wikipedia to get all the specs, but unfortunately with the L series nothing was very, let's say, very obvious. No, they said they used single overhead camshaft, but they didn't mention anything about the L28. So I opened another website and it says that the carbureted version used an overhead valve camshaft system, which was totally wrong. All the L engines use single overhead camshafts, as you can see. Maybe some special editions with more valves, maybe, but this one, the L28, actually has a single overhead camshaft with 2 valves per cylinder, which makes it a 12 valves in total for this engine. So as you can see, I searched all the correct specs, and now this engine is 100% correct so far. It's an inline 6 engine, cast iron block, 86mm on the bore, 79mm on the stroke, which equals 2753 cc engine, or you can say a 2.8 liter straight 6 engine. Single overhead camshaft with 2 valves per cylinder, aluminium head material. Yes, the engine cylinder head is made from lightweight aluminium. Of course, no VVL. The engine uses cast iron crankshaft and heavy duty forged connecting rods. Yes, the connecting rods are made from forged steel, and the pistons are made from normal cast aluminium or cast aluminum pistons. Zero quality here. We have 8.3 to 1. This is the official compression ratio with 45 on the cam profile. I had to use plus 12 quality here. Naturally aspirated. And this engine came from the factory with 2 single barrel eco carburetors. 2 single barrel eco carburetors. They call them the SU. The SU carburetors made by Nissan, which means the single barrel carburetor eco. We have a standard intake manifold, premium 95 octane fuel. I had to use this. 14.4 is the air fuel ratio with 66 on the ignition timing, and 6000 is the RPM limit. Zero quality here. We have short cast headers. I think the original one uses a cast log, but with cast log you can never make the correct amount of torque and power like the wheel engines. I had to use short cast. No catalytic converters, no first muffler, reverse flow second muffler, and the plus 14 quality with 1.8 inch exhaust diameter. So this is the final result: 138 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. The engine has good reliability, cheap service cost, and yes, it's toxic, of course. No catalytic converter. It's quiet. The throttle response it's not really great because of these carburetors, but the engine is smooth, it's powerful, it's torquey, it's good. And this is how it looks from the inside, as you can see, and this is how it looks from the outside. So this shape of carbureted, this one with the bowl here, as you can see, this called the SU carburetors according to this engine as the SU version, which means that this engine used a twin single barrel eco carburetors. So let's fire this beast up and see how it will, and hear how it will sound. So far so good. Actually, it's not bad at all from the factory. Alright, so let's cut to the chase. Let's say that you bought this engine, you bought this 1975 version of this engine with these carburetors, and you bought a clean model, a clean low mileage maybe vehicle, which is I think the Nissan Z maybe, or I don't know which version. No, I don't think the Nissan Z. I think it was in another car in 1975. This version of an engine, the carbureted eco version. So it's actually pretty much boring, and this was a requested video by Mr. Isa Muhammad, and I made a mess of it in my previous video, and I'm gonna just delete that one and post this one instead, because you already know that because you are watching it right now. So let's say that you bought this engine and you want to modify it. You want to make more power, you want to give it extra oomph so you can smoke the rear tires or the front. Yes, I smoke the rear tires and take it around some skids. Alright, so let's fire it. Let's tune this beast up and bolt on some really high performance parts, and of course make more power and make more torque and see how it will sound. So as we all know, these vehicles like came from the 70s, 75, like it's like the Nissan Fair Lady as they call it, or the, I don't know which model Z, but they call the Fair Lady Z. It was rear-wheel drive with a straight six engine. I think it came with this one. So yes, it will be awesome to do some skids or drifting as some other people call it. Drifting, doing skids, basically the same meaning, which means like power sliding. Yeah, so you get the point. So we need more power to do that, and you bought the car and you want more power. So the best thing to do is change the exhaust system. But before we set off and change anything, let me explain something. The real engine came with a shared side on the cylinder head, and that means that it's the intake manifold and the exhaust manifold, both of them are on this side here. Like there will be like an exhaust port, intake port, exhaust port, intake port, and that's it. So yes, both of them are on a single side, which was a little weird and I think not really efficient. Not really efficient because the exhaust will get hot. That means it will get the intake manifold hot. That means it will make the intake charge extra hot. That means you will lose power when the engine gets warm. So I don't know. That was and also the fuel amount, the fuel system is very close from a red hot header. Yeah, that's not very safe. So that's why I am really thankful that they did not continue doing it. And now let's start bolting on some good amount of power, and let's bolt on some good parts. So let's start with the exhaust system. The exhaust isn't actually that much bad. It's very good actually. 0.99, that's good. So let's start bolting some good parts on it. So let's start of course with the tubular headers, because this engine is very popular with car enthusiasts, with Nissan enthusiasts, and they are a lot of aftermarket parts. Intake manifolds, carburetors, fuel injection kits, conversion kits, aftermarket exhaust systems, camshaft, valves, even high performance or ported cylinder heads. You can find absolutely anything for these engines. So let me show you. 138 horsepower now, and 139 with tubular headers. Now that's not bad. Extra 1 horsepower, a little bit less torque. Yeah, because the exhaust itself is not really great. So to compensate that or to fix that, just go with long tubular from the start, like because you can find these, and I found these on eBay, long tubular headers for this engine. They are looking, in real life, they are looking mean and beautiful at the same time. So long tubular headers, straight through muffler, nothing else. Let's say 2-inch, no, so 1.8 inch still, that's good. So far with the new exhaust system, this engine should sound much better. That's very good. That's not bad at all. I mean, we started with 130, with 138, and now we have 144. That's good amount. That's good amount of power. Extra 6 horsepower with a little bit of less torque because of low restriction exhaust system. All right, so let's move on and go to the fuel system. I've searched online and I found on eBay, as I mentioned in my previous videos, the wrong version of this engine. As I mentioned, there are a lot of carburetor kits, fuel injection kits that can make this engine really good. Like I found a kit for installing DCOE Weber carburetors, triple DCOE carburetors on this engine. It will cost you like $3,000, and it will come with everything: the intake manifold, or the runners, not the intake manifold. It will come with the runners. It will come with the everything, the springs, the bolts, the cables, everything. It will come with absolutely everything, the throttle linkages and everything. So let's say that you are saving up and you want to change the fuel system. You can go actually with a custom made shorter runners with, of course, triple carburetors, triple single barrel eco carburetors, and yes, it will make more power. Let me show you. It's twin right now, and if I go with triple, it will make more power because these are restricting, as you can see. 2 carburetors are not enough, especially this kind of carburetors. So triple, check out the power from 144 to 160 horsepower. That's a massive 16 extra horsepower, and look at the torque. Yep. So you get the point. You can go with DCOE, and there are other kits to install 4-barrel or even 2-barrel. Yes, they are absolutely like really a huge amount of options. So choose which one you feel more comfortable with. Sorry about that. I was yawning. I don't know. I feel a little sleepy. Or yes, because it's a little bit late here. I do apologize. All right, so let's continue. So let's say that you bought like a kit for DCOE carburetors. Let's see what kind of difference we will make. DCOE, and yes, check this out. It used to be like this. Now, yes, go with triple. Because that's the kit. Go with triple DCOE carburetors. Of course, not race, because I don't want the engine to explode. So we will put air filters on the engine to make it more reliable. Because without air filters, it will look like this. And actually, the kit online is like this, no air filters. But come on, really, you want to run it without air filters? So you need to go like this. So with the air filters, it will be 173 horsepower and 171 pound-feet of torque. Pretty much good number. These are not bad numbers at all. So the next step, of course, to go to the dyno and tune the engine, because look at the octane value. It's very low, which is good. I mean, you can run the engine on 91 octane right now and no problem. But we have 95, so we have really a good amount of headroom. So let's start raising the RPM without exploding the engine, making the engine to explode, and of course more ignition in. Come on, give me power. 676. All right. So 94, 176. That's perfect. Fuel in. Yes, we can push more fuel in, like 14 or like 13.7. That's good. That's not bad. And now let's fire this beast up. Listen to that. That's very good. It's not bad at all. So the next step is, of course, to like saving up a little bit of money, because camshafts are not really expensive. Like you can buy a very good one for like 600 bucks. I mean, compared to the carburetors, 3 grand, the camshaft is nothing. It's extremely cheap. So let's go more aggressive until we start to lose torque, and then we will stop like right now. Yes, like this. 208 horsepower at 66 on the cam profile. That's very good. And let's see, since we changed to Weber carburetors, these should be like very good, very high quality carburetors. So plus 10 quality, that should do it. So we have 209 horsepower. That's good. Let's see, a little bit of ignition in. That's good. We can actually raise the RPM a little bit. 7,200. That's good. Now let's check the exhaust system. 2-inch, 2.2. All right, so 2.2 inch. That's perfect. Plus 15 quality. Okay, so let's fire this beast up. That's pretty much perfect. Nearly 230 horsepower. That's very good. Alright, so the next step is, since we have that much of what we call it, a big room in the octane value, so the next step and the most healthy step is of course to open the engine up and change the internals from cast iron crankshaft to forged steel crankshaft. Get new higher quality like heavy duty connecting rods with of course forged pistons. That's all should give you a great amount of reliability, and of course less octane needed to run the engine because of the forged pistons. So we have extreme amount of headroom to bolt on a legendary turbocharger, and that's what I'm gonna do. Turbocharger, ball bearing 600, or let's select this, 10 psi of boost, maxed out air ratio, drop the turbine size dramatically like so, and drop the compressor size like so. 61, 33, or no, actually 3000 rpm, 290 horsepower. That's very good. Yeah, that's good. Doesn't need to make the engine like less efficient. Alright, so far 60.5, 33 on the turbine. How about the intercool? Is it perfect? It's perfect. Plus 5 quality turbo, that's very good. And check out the extra headroom we have. So we can actually go like a little bit crazy. So we have 302 horsepower. That's very good. That's not bad. But the exhaust, I think it's restricting. So drop the ignition a little bit and go like 2.8 inch exhaust diameter, and 319 horsepower. That's good. Now the next step is of course to change the camshaft. Don't sacrifice too much torque, like find a silver lining before you start putting really aggressive camshaft. Like right now we have, like I can go to 8000 rpm. That's very good. 345 horsepower. That's very good. So let's increase the ignition a little bit. Little fuel in. No, I don't want to make the engine extremely thirsty for fuel. I want 300 horsepower. I genuinely want 300 horsepower. Alright, here we go. 352 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. Now this is a healthy power and torque numbers. Perfect. But remember, we are blowing turbo, we're blowing boost into a DCOE carburetors. These are not like throttle bodies. No, these are carburetors, so it's a little bit complicated to push boost into these carburetors. They will need to be special made with very special equipments, so they can take like good amount of, so they can deal with boost instead of just cutting off fuel of the engine. Because as we all know, if you have like 10 psi of air going in and 10 psi of of fuel coming the other direction, that means you will have no fuel and the engine will be starving for fuel, and basically you will explode your engine. So you need to pay attention when you are pushing boost into a carbureted engine. You need a very special carburetor so you don't blow up your engine. But this thing is not similar. This thing is very different when it comes to EFI, because there are kits on eBay, Amazon, whatever, so to change this engine from carburetor into a fuel injected version, because this engine in production for a really long time, and a fuel injected version came for this engine in particular. And you can purchase this kit right now, so you can make your engine much more reliable, much more efficient, and much more powerful. So let's purchase this kit. We have multi-point fuel injection. You can have the single option, as you can see. It will give you, like, let's see, 374 horsepower, 47 horsepower. Throttle per cylinder, it will give you 358. So this is up for your money, because both of these kits are available online, but it's up to your wallet. Or for your opinion, what do you think about it? Should we go with throttle per cylinder or single? I mean, personally, I would prefer ITBs or individual throttle bodies, so we can make a very, very good amount of power, and so we can push a lot of boost in. So let's push boost. Give me boost. The boost caboost. 375 horsepower from 13.7 psi. That's very good. The 380 so far. I really genuinely want, like, let's say 400 horsepower, like 13.0. That's good. Good to keep it like this. And now, so we have 400 horsepower, but we need to be careful, like, with efficiency as well, because I want the turbos to kick in early, and I also want 400 horsepower. So yeah, you see what's the bummer here. So 395, 96. No, I don't want to put a big, really stupid, huge intake intercooler. So I need to go smart here. Like, I think the exhaust. Yes. So with 3.2 inch, you can get 412 horsepower. That's pretty much perfect. But I'm not gonna just sit there. I'm gonna make the engine more efficient by putting a smaller turbine like that, 56, and the smaller compressor, and the turbine should be like 35.5. That should make the trick. Yep, that should make the trick. 92, that's perfect. I think it's perfect. 400 horsepower, it's pretty much perfect right now. So let's fire this beast up and hear it. Now this is a good amount of power and torque. 400 horsepower, 306 pound-feet of torque. That is very, very good amount of power and torque for a stock 1975 engine. I mean, it's not stock anymore. We changed internals, the camshaft, the valve springs, and the fuel system and the exhaust system. All of this has been changed to make this the amount of power and this very, very amazing beast. So I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I apologize if I messed up with the previous videos from this one, and I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna keep this one as the official L28 engine on automation game. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much Mr. Isa Muhammad for requesting your video, and thank you so much for all of your requests, and I apologize if I'm not making any so far, but I'm gonna start making them very, very soon. So I really hope that you enjoyed the video. So please hit that like button if you enjoyed, get subscribed, and share the video if you want to share it. And of course, watch all my previous videos, and you can add me on my Snapchat. My username is LordBas94, LordBas94. Same username for Instagram if you want to follow me over there. So thank you so much, and have a great, amazing night or amazing morning, and goodbye for now, my friends.